Okay. Kello with the
Hello.
Jello. Hello, welcome to Play the Boombox. We got a special guest today, entertainment manager, producer, author, owner, and personality, Monica Mo Elam. Am I saying your last name right?
That's right.
Okay, I want to make sure I ain't jack your name up.
That's it. Some people say Elam,
Mhm.
Elam, it's Elam. Like it's real simple. Real simple. Keep it real
I
simple.
was like, I don't want to jack it up. But
Yeah.
welcome. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me. Thank you.
No
Thank
problem. So first of all, why don't you kind of like get into it a little bit about yourself, let us know what you do, how long you've been doing it, because I know you're a busy woman, a woman of many hats. Kind of break it down for us a little bit.
So yeah, I do wear many hats. So I've been in this industry, the entertainment industry, for quite some time. I'm talking longer than people would even realize. I started off. My mom was a gospel singer, and she
Oh, okay.
traveled. So, as growing up in the church and being in that whole arena, once I got to college and of age, my mom took me on as her business manager. So I actually booked her gigs for her for traveling. She traveled with James Viner singers, James Cleveland, Shirley Caesar. So to name them, some of them, she traveled with all of them. So basically, I was like her booking manager.
Okay.
Um, and then from there, from doing that, also I used to sing. So I sung in a choir, directed in a choir. I actually was in a studio because we had a girl group that we were going to start. But
Oh,
sometimes
wow.
by yourself. So I used to sing at weddings and funerals and all that kind of stuff, all that jazz. And then from there, I just was like, okay, I'm just going to go to college and I'm just, going to do the lawyer thing. See,
Okay.
that's what my parents, wanted me to do. However, in the midst of life happens, marriage happens or whatever. So I've always wrote poetry. So poetry and writing has been like, put it this way, the theater arts has always been in my path. I danced for Philadelphia. You know what I mean? I can just name everything that I did. So I've always been a person of many talents and many
Oh,
things.
wow.
I even play the violin, so people don't even know that. So I play
Wait
the
a
violin.
minute.
Wait a minute. So um, those kind of things kind of, I guess, shaped me and who I am today. Because at one point I had to find out what I really, really wanted to do. So I started writing poetry. I even did a little MP3 of a soft spoken word poetry singing and all that. Um, so, maybe one day I'll let you hear that. So I did
I
that.
want
And
to. I have to.
that was produced by Brian Pugh. And
Okay.
Brian Pugh actually Richard Smallwood's musician. You know what I mean? He's an MD. So he produced that for me. We was in the studio. I did that. So I always, touch bases and things like that. So been writing poetry since middle school because that was kind of like a release for me,
Right.
freedom. I was like a homebody nerd. So basically, reading and writing and those kind of things were things that I did on a normal basis. To bring fast forward into the industry, I started doing things like um, amongst writing, I got into radio,
Okay.
podcasting. This is way back before podcasting and radio was really, really big for people.
Right.
So I did that. And I was on the radio station in DC, called
Okay.
Bliss FM for maybe like 3 years. And we had a show called Song Therapy. And we actually, interviewed artists and we were able to pick across their songs because some of the songs people don't know what the meaning of the song is. They don't know what
Right.
the words are. So we had a lot of guests on. We were live. We used to do live shows like in Vegas and things like that. So um, that's how it kind of all kind of spurred out into fruition. And then from there, one day I just said, you know what? Guess what? let me write a book.
Secret Sundays. Yes, I was going to ask you about that.
So I wrote a book, and this is, I'm going to start from the beginning. So I wrote a book called Secret Sundays, like, because I took a break from radio. So I still was kind of doing that, but I wrote a book called Secret Sundays. The reason why I wrote a book is because a lot of times I had a lot of girlfriends that called me and always asked me for advice, right? So the book is basically, at that time when I wrote the book, that's when Steve Harvey had out, Think Like a Man. So, I was coming back to Steve, like, I got something better. So it's about 5 women, but it's about their experiences. But each of them are different in their nationality, what they've done, different, career paths, relationship wise. But it's all about building sisterhood, relationships, marital relationships, and they all bond together. So I'll give you like a sneak, like something like between the characters. Sasha, definitely me in the book. So if anybody gets the book, that's Sasha. So Sasha was like, I'll call her the ringleader. Like, she was the leader. And her girlfriends always depend on her, like, to talk to them, to get them through problems, talk to them, coach them, just be their therapist on the side.
That sounds like my life right now.
So, but it wasn't only, it was relationships. It was even the physical part of a relationship. Like in the book, I had it even where every girl had an issue, right? So Sasha is the main one. Sasha was the strong one. So Sasha led them all. You know what I mean? At the same time, Sasha was really tore up inside because she was going through a relationship breakup, but she was always the smiling, the strong one, never cried in front of anybody, always kept her stuff private. She had a girlfriend that, of course, didn't know how to ride her man, didn't know how to satisfy him. So, Sasha was there to, hey, this is what you need to do. We're going to get the girls together. We're going to go out and we're going to show you how to ride your man, right? You had somebody who wasn't too, into the, world sex. So, hey, there, let me just show you. I'm going to take you through this with him in the other room. Okay. So, it's all of those, how to maintain when you knew that, your spouse or your man was cheating. How do I get through that? So this is basically that kind of book. It gives you all the stories. And they had a thing, it's called #Secret Sundays, because every Sunday they would go to a hidden room, which was in Sasha's office at her job. And in this room was everything, toys, everything you could, drinks, everything. It was just a space they went to where they all sat down and they talked about their problems. So once you came out the room, you were a new person. So basically, that's why it's called #Secret Sunday. So that was their key word. So anytime anybody needed some advice or they were out, they would say #Secret Sunday.
That sounds like a movie. You need to turn that into a movie.
Well, wait a minute. I did write the script.
Look, can I audition? I want to be.
I mean, there's some parts in there now. So it's available on Amazon. Just a little plug, and I'll send you a copy. This is hardback. I have hardback too. I just got the hardback, so it looks a little different than the paperback. But it's.
I was just gonna say I'm going to go order because I got to read that.
No, girl, I'll send you one. I'll send you one. We'll pick up after this, and I'll send you a signed copy.
Thank you. That's so nice.
So,
I'm so excited.
So after that, just like touring and being in the industry, knowing different artists, developing relationships. My brother's actually, he works for artists as the road manager. So our family is really, really into entertainment. I have cousins that's actually, artists and things like that. So we kind of bond. So to fast forward from there, I put together a group. And in me putting together a group, I decided to start my radio show back up. Long story short, after I decided to do that, then I went under Chubb Rock. So I was on 105.5 in Atlanta for some time with the show called The Pop Off. And I had a co-host by the name of Kiki. So we were on Saturdays.
Okay.
Basically just a regular, regular radio show. And prior to that, before I did that, I had a show called Soul Elixir. And it was Mike from Boyz II Men was a host and Tamika from Escape. So we did that for some years. And then that happens. But the more the entertainment side, I used to manage with Moke and stuff.
Okay.
I had a couple other artists, Eric Rucker, Mario Dwayne. I managed Kevin Savage. He's an actor. He was so I formed a group called First Take, and this group was Paul Campbell. One of the members of Paul Campbell was a part of it, and he actually is one of Bobby Brown's backup singers. So we had that group, and they came out with a couple songs. But you know how people decide to go their own separate ways,
Right.
because somebody had an aspiration of acting, someone wanted to do this.
They said it was First Take.
First Take.
It sounds familiar. Did they ever go by a name?
No, they're online. I mean, they're if you see that they have a song called Grateful Out, Painted Pictures, a whole bunch of songs. But they're actually on IG. They still keep their IG up.
Okay.
But they're actually out there. And it was also Robbie from City High was in it too. So, the group City High. So all of them were in it. So, and then we did that. I did that for some time. And then after that, I just, was still with Mocha Steph and some other artists, developing other artists as a consultant, doing the radio thing, then doing the producing thing, right? So I tell you, I just do a lot, right?
Oh, yes.
So, ghostwriting for different individuals for books. I write scripts, even wrote script for #Secret Sundays, but recently producer on a show called A Closer Look.
Gonna ask you about that. Look, I'm gonna let you flow. I'm gonna let you flow.
That was a very, 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 very exciting. That was very exciting. So entwine that, right now we're trying to, do a season 2. So we're waiting because, for a season 2 for A Closer Look. So look out for that soon. And that show is just basically having artists come in and having them tell their stories.
I love it.
The unheard. So it gave us the ability to, interact with them on more of a more personal basis.
Right.
A little bit like, some of the other shows out there, but we tried to make it a little bit different because we wanted the artists to not be so governed about what you can say, what you can't say. We wanted them to really just open up. And let people know that you are a real person. You have feelings, you have emotions, I
was watching them back to back to back to back.
Exactly. It's not all just glitz and glamour.
Right.
And then from there, so right now, what I'm doing is, of course, I am on the management team for Little G of Silk. I did, work for Silk for a little bit. But I do all of his, booking and his management, things like that. So developing his brand and making sure, majority of what I'm doing there. I do have a different, we're not going to talk about that, but this is just entertainment. But working on that. Also, I am working on some scripts right now. We're looking to get some stuff on the network, so that should be coming up in the next year or so. So look out for that. Different type of movies that we're putting together now. I have a team, and they're fantastic. So the writers are great. So getting more into that realm and developing artists and doing artist development and things like that. So that's me.
Listen, I am so excited. I knew you wore a lot of hats, but I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to take notes. I feel like you need to be my mentor right now. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's funny because people say, how do you do all what you do every day? Being in the corporate world, because I'm way up in the corporate world, but being in that, it helps you being able to multitask and time management. Sometimes I'm team no sleep.
Right.
You know, I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm a hermit, but I'm working because I feel like when you're developing a brand for yourself, whether it's someone else, I don't have time to be out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless I'm networking and I'm doing something that calls me to be in that space.
Right.
Right. Other than that, I'm networking, or I could be on a flight somewhere. I can be in LA. I could be in Detroit. I could be in Chicago. Because I'm always moving and, making connections and developing myself as a brand, and developing anybody that I consult or artists that are under me, into the brand. And it takes, it does take time management. And some people say, do you have time for yourself? Do you ever like take a break? Do you ever? You can find me on a Saturday or Sunday. Not working. I don't know. Sometimes I try to stop myself.
Right.
But it's just like my mind, because I'm a creative person.
Right.
My mind just keeps going. That's just like, I mean, there's other stuff that I do too,
right,
that people call on me to do. Like some people calling me to. I build websites. I do graphics. So I don't know. I can't put it into terms.
You're just super multi-talented. So the key is time management. Because listen, I have a day job and me trying to pursue a career in media. And sometimes I feel like I don't know which way to go.
Well, but you know what? I think that, I too, have a day. I just think that at the end of the day, you prioritize what your passion is and what you feel. Like, I always have a goal. Like, my goal is, this is where I want to be in the next maybe 2-3 years. I may change it because I get to that goal and then I change it to something else. I don't consider myself like all over the place, because the things that I do always match up. They meet in a way. They meet in the middle. I just feel like most of the times, when I'm actually just trying to formulate, what the next step is going to be, I always make sure that it's going to coexist in what I'm doing. So it's not that I'm letting something fall to the side. So everything is going to kind of marry, with each other. And then I find myself, a lot of people, reach out to me to help other artists or help their artists, brand themselves or give them advice. Or I'm always like, people are always in my DM. Can you listen to my music? Can you give me some advice? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do that? And I don't have a problem in doing it. I send responses back, especially if it's about helping somebody, get to the next level. I'm not a very, like, I don't need to be in front where people have to say, oh, she's doing this and that. I'm very private to myself. I just do what I do. You know what I mean? I don't go out there. I don't feel the need that I have to do that. Only because I think it takes too much of energy for myself to follow up on that, or it takes away from what I'm really trying to do, So pretty much I just stay in my lane, you know what I mean? And I just do what I do, I work, like, a lot of people go, oh my God, I didn't know that you knew that person. I didn't know. Like, I'm big on, with me, when I build relationships, I don't build relationships because pictures and stuff like that. I can pick up a phone and have a conversation. You know what I mean? And I think that I don't need to parade people on my page that I know, because if I'm steadily doing what I'm supposed to do in order to accomplish a goal, I would like to accomplish that goal. You know what I mean? And then whatever happens after I accomplish that goal, accolades for whomever, because I'm always doing something for someone else, working for someone else, and I get the joy out of that, because that's my joy. Like, people say, what do you do for yourself? I do stuff for myself, but I don't catapult that in the front, because I'm doing a lot of different other things for other people. I like to see them shine. I like to see other people shine. That, and I get off on it. Like, I really want to see other people do good.
Me
I want to see them shine. I want to
Right.
make sure somebody comes to me and says, hey, can you do this or whatever? I'm all for it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, because there's so many avenues, so many doors that people can actually go through and walk through. But if we all do it together, it just makes it easier. Some people don't want to
Right.
do that. I'm fine
No.
with that. But I really believe, like, when you're in this space, you have to be able to separate the two, separate, what you're going to be able to do to help someone without any distractions. Because you want to
Right.
make sure people are actually, if they say, I'm depending on you to help me do this, or I'm depending on you to give me some good advice so I can, elevate myself, I'm at that point where I'm like, what can I do to help you? Whatever
Right.
I resources I have, whatever, needs to be done, I got you. I got you.
Well, I really love that about you because you got you got some funny people in this industry for sure.
Well, you do, and I just you know what? I feel like I never let myself get too close to people. Too close. I have a circle. My circle is small, but
Right.
I don't know. I did a post one day. I said my circle is small,
Right.
but my range is wide and my reach is wide. Um, and I only do that because I feel like um, a lot of people, I found out a lot of people kind of click onto you because they feel like, oh, I click on her, then, she'll take me here. But then it's another, motive.
Right.
So I tend to, I'm very, very like I said, I'm very private. I try to, just do what I'm supposed to do and just keep it moving and not worry about too much of an outside distraction, if that makes sense.
Right.
It also keeps me centered. It keeps me centered into knowing that, hey, I'm not like tunnel vision, but I got something to do. And if I am dealing with someone or I'm working with someone or I'm trying to help someone achieve their goals or whatever, it's good for me to stay in that vein, just stay there because like you said, in this industry, it can be crazy. People, I mean,
Yeah.
I get all kinds of crazy calls about all kinds of crazy stuff. And I go, nah, 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 nah. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, no, I don't want to hear it. But it happens. You just have to know how to separate,
Separate.
the
And also being
two.
a woman, like that could be a thing too, especially if you're nice looking. It's like, hey, you cool, but I'm here to do
Well,
what I came to do.
I think, I really, 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 really think that, and I have to say, like, I really think I pride myself on that. You know what I mean? It's like business. Business is business, you
Right.
know, and that's what it is. And I feel like when you put yourself in a situation where you are upfront, like this is business, and that's what I'm doing, and that is it, and don't pass go. You know what
Right.
I mean? We're not
I'm
passing go. Let's
listen, I'm the same. I smile and laugh, but hey, it's none of that.
we can kiki all day. You know what I
Right.
mean? Kiki all day. We can laugh. We can, do all that. But when it comes down to business, and I've been told that I'm very hard when it comes to business, like because you have to be.
Right.
I'm not passive aggressive when it comes to business. Like if it's something that I'm doing, something that I believe in, I'm passionate about. Oh yes, like I have like people will call me like, don't call Mo because I know she's gonna put the hammer down, right? Like, oh my God, I just did something. Don't tell Mo. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
believe like if you're in it, you're doing something. You gotta follow a protocol. Like it just can't be
Right.
all over the place. Like I mean, I have like some of the people I work with. I mean, people that I deal with, whatever. Like I try to tell them, look, I am doing your stuff. I'm doing your booking or I'm doing your consulting, doing that. Tell them to call me. Why are they calling you? That's disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like, don't
Right.
try to go around the mulberry bush. Come to me. You
Right.
know what I mean? I got you. You know what I mean? Out. You know what I mean? Let's get everything straight. I'm business. When it comes to business, I'm business. It ain't no kiki ha ha and then
Right.
it's business. and that's what it is. And I think a lot of times we don't conduct ourselves in a business sense, especially if you know somebody and you want to do certain stuff with them or whatever, they still have a team. They still have business to be done.
Right.
You have to really learn how to follow protocol. And that's what, mentors like, Chubb Rock is one of my mentors. Like, Simon Baby, rest his soul, was my biggest mentor. So a lot of times, even Mike from Voice and Man, like I learned from a lot of different people, different things and things that are out there. Darren Henson is a big one for me. That's my bro. I love him to death. And I just feel like I kind of, take advice and I listen and I, adhere to some of the things because you can see some of the struggles that some people went through, how they got to where they are. So I do a lot of I observe a lot of different things. Even with my brother, too, my brother's in the industry as well. So, I depend on him a lot. And I have a lot of good friends that are artists, and I've developed a lot of good relationships with managers that, we talk offline. It's like a support system.
Right.
What do you think? What is that? And like I said, I keep my circle very small, and, I just do what I have to do and, to make it happen or to make it work for me and the person that I'm working for, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a good thing. That's an important thing. I have really good friends, but they're not industry. So it's like I kind of have to, figure this thing out myself.
Right.
As I move.
Sometimes when they're not industry, because I have a good friend. Well, I wouldn't. She's not industry, but she's been a hairstylist, and she's been a hairstylist for celebrities for a long time. But she's really not in the industry. She's like, separates herself. I try not to talk about the industry.
Right.
When we have our conversations, it's me and her. How you feeling? What can I do to make your day better? And I'm that type of person, a very giving person.
Right.
I may be too giving. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times I really want people to win.
Right.
That makes sense. And whatever, and sometimes even, my daughter is in the industry. She's a producer. She's PA. She's in LA. She's a, a becoming actress and things like that. And she goes, "Mom, stop. You can't be there for everybody. You can't give everybody. You're my mom, But I just like to see people grow. Like I really believe in people growing and living in their purpose and being able to, because sometimes a lot of people don't know how to get to the next level. You know what I mean? Or if there's someone trying to help them get to the next level, it's really, they haven't really sat down with them and said, "Hey, what do you want? What are your aspirations? What are your do's and don'ts?" And that's important. What's your do's and don'ts? Because you gotta, it's like you building this relationship with this person. You gotta know what their do's and don'ts in order to, successfully keep it moving. If you don't have that, what do you have?
Right.
So
I will say I do have a good friend. She's not in industry, but she's like she sells cosmetics, and so we kind of do that for each other. Because it's like when it comes to other people, I can point to them like, "Hey, have you thought about this? You thought about that?" But then sometimes when it's yourself, you're like, "I don't have a clue," and then she does that for me, so we push each other,
Right.
So you need that. It's very important.
You do need that little push there from somebody, not just yourself. But I mean, just on you, I give you kudos because of course, I've seen different things from you elevating, but everything I don't be watching. I don't say nothing, but I be watching. So, I have to give you kudos in that respect. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good things that I've seen that you've done that a lot of people to this day have not gotten there, but you did, I would say just keep moving. You know what I mean? Be a sponge. Be a sponge. And take from that sponge what you can apply to what you do every day. Just take from that sponge in order for you to grow, you know, and then just keep out the side noise, the side distraction, your focus until you get where you want to be.
Right. But did y'all catch that? Everybody out there that's listening, you want to pursue a career in entertainment, or I guess that could be applied all across the board if you think about it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Keep the side distractions out. Just stay focused. Stay focused and stay grounded. And you know what? I always tell people there's always someone there that doesn't want to see you good. There's always someone there that talks about you. Guess what? You know how I look at that? Ask me how I look at
it. You don't.
No, I do. You know how I look at it? If I'm not irrelevant, then I'm not doing nothing.
Right.
So I take that. Look, I take that on the chin. Then I keep going.
Right.
I keep going. You know, because you're not really supposed to be an open book for everyone.
Right.
You know what you do is what you do. What you accomplish is what you accomplish, because you accomplish it at your speed, at your time, in your own understanding. Because you got to understand what you're doing in order to make it successful. And if you don't understand what you're doing and you're running around in a rat race and trying to, oh my God, they're doing this. How come they're there and I'm not?
Right.
It's not your time yet.
I think this day and age, social media makes it worse, because it's like it always seems like somebody's doing something, somebody's moving. I had to learn that, like, if I'm sitting still, sometime I was feeling like I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing enough. What can I do? Like, why am I not here? Why am I not there? And I guess sometimes you need to sit still. You never know.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody's journey is different.
Right.
And what's for you is for you. What somebody else may be doing may not be the path that you need to go to get there. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, there is, for instance, you're in media, correct?
Right.
And whatever your goal is in media, maybe you might say, you know what? My goal is to be on Fox 5. You know what I mean? Reporting, I'm just giving an example, reporting news, right?
Right.
Now, Susie may have taken the easy route. Was college, graduated, did a communications, and went right to the next station, did an internship, and now she bam, right?
Right.
You went to college, did XYZ, so I decided to do something else, but now I want to take this road because I want to put style, or I want to put health and beauty in it. I want to do whatever. But it can all end up the same way.
Right.
It's just that your path is a little bit different than somebody else because it's outlined for you. You can't worry about what somebody else did. Your finish line is your finish line.
Right.
You're going to get to the finish line. Now, it may be fast, it may be slow. Get there. You'll get to the finish line. Because people don't realize people who get to the finish line fast, it may be because, guess what? They learned the lesson already.
Right.
They already crossed that bridge. They already captivated all the things they needed in order to get there. You might not have gotten there yet. There may be some fine tuning or some things that you may need to change, or some things you may need to add, or some things you may need to do. So you embrace the journey until you get there.
Right.
Embrace the journey. Like, even with me in radio, it's just like, okay, like in the beginning, I was just like, okay, we will never get to like syndication. Like, we're never going to do it, you know? And once I broke away from the first radio show, I was just like, I was just sitting there like, oh my God, I really loved it. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do this on my own. I did. I did it on my own. I went to my mentor, talked to them, and let them know what my passion is. Took advice, took, the knowledge and the tools that they gave me. And there I had a show on 105.5 pop off, in Atlanta on Saturday. So it can happen.
Right.
It didn't. It takes time because I remember it. I when I first positioned, like I want to be on Atlanta. I want to be on radio on Atlanta. And I'll be honest, rest of soul, like I said, Simon was like, keep doing what you're doing. You don't want to come over here. It's not going to do this. It's not going to do that. I got you. Just make sure you stay grinded. Make sure you sharpen your skill. Your time will come. Sharpen your skill.
Right.
Your time will. And when it happened faster than I thought because we had the conversation maybe a year prior to that. A year later, I was afforded a situation.
See,
So.
and that's good you said that, like, embrace the journey, because some people, when they're doing something for so long, it's like you feel like, is it really working? Because I've been doing this for a long time. I went to school. I interned at the radio station. I was doing stuff at home. I moved out here. So I get what you're saying. You have to keep going. And like you said, I pretty much had to reinvent myself. I see the difference from when I first started doing it.
Mm-hmm. But also, you gotta. Media is so wide range.
I think it's breaking up. I think it's
frozen. Also got to pick.
I lost you for a second. It's froze. Can you still hear me?
Usually you do the media. And what type of media? So make sure. You're frozen.
You're frozen too.
Yep, I can hear you. Am I frozen now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's frozen. Okay, wait.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
All right. Wait a minute. You good? I can hear you.
I can hear you. It's froze, but listen, long as I can hear you, that's all.
Oh, you know what? I'm moving. I can hear you now.
There you go. We back. Okay. We back.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, you might need to change. And I always tell people, it's okay to be bi-coastal. It's okay to experience something else in a different city and come back. It's okay. It's really okay. Because you might not be able to get what you need right here at this moment. So it's okay to go, somewhere else.
Right.
And get that.
I feel like that was actually my best move, because I know me moving here, a lot of the stuff that I've done and had access to, I couldn't do at home. So definitely.
Well, I mean, hey, I got you. I mean, hey.
So we play the boombox. We love music. I know you come from that background too. Now that I know that you sang too, I'm definitely gonna have to hear. That spoken word. I'm
gonna have to send that to you. I told you about this. Okay, come at it.
First, I want to know, like, who are some of your favorite artists? They can be new, they can be older artists. Like, when you're in your car, who you jamming?
Okay, so, I really, and I don't know if people, and I might be saying it wrong, got a speech impediment, but Mooney Long, I don't know if anyone has heard her album or EP. She's fire. Fire. Okay.
I think she got nominated for a Grammy.
Fire. So, of course. So let me start, because there's just so many of them. But I'm just gonna put it out there. So I think solo artists. Okay, so let's start. My solo artist. My number one choice for solo artists will always be. Look at your face.
I'm listening.
I hate to say it, because I feel like he's so freaking talented. And no matter what he sings, what he puts out, no matter what he does, I don't care how young he is, I'm just there. Okay. I have to give Chris Brown his kudos. I play it all day, all night. Okay.
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
played all day, all night. Um, of course, I mean, there's a plethora of them, but it's kind of. Let me say this: it's crazy when I say certain people because I know these people. You know what I mean? Like I like their music. I know, 'cause you know them, so it
Right.
doesn't hit me that way because I know you. You know what I
Right.
mean? I know you. I know the
But
songs.
good music is good music.
Huh?
I said, but good music is good music.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to say, so solo artists, um, Chris Brown, Lee Long, um, one of my favorites that I listen to all the time, Jill Scott. Jill Scott's my heart.
Really
Like
from
that.
Philly.
Yes, Jill from Philly. Like that's just yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Um, Wait a minute, who else is? I got a lot of people. Wait a minute, let me check my playlist out. My real playlist, like what I really, because there's I put it this way, and you might laugh because yeah, I told you I'm a geeky person, but I like musicals, right?
Okay.
And
Oh
I
no.
know there's one song that no one's ever heard. So you ever heard the song "Rock the Boat, Don't Rock the Boat, Baby, Rock the Boat, Don't Tip the Boat Over"? You ever heard that?
What musical did that come from? Which one?
That's my bad. See, you don't even know. I'm saying.
Is that a commercial? I feel like I've heard. Is it from a commercial?
No, it's really a song. It's really a song. Like, no, it's really a song. I can't believe you don't.
It sounds. I don't know.
I'm gonna play it for you.
It
Don't
sounds
laugh.
like it was on a commercial.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
So I'd like to know when you got the notion.
Yeah, it's on a commercial.
You got the notion. Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, don't take the boat.
Yeah.
But you know, it was on a commercial.
It was okay.
Yeah,
so
that's
yeah,
how I know. You know how certain songs they'll put on commercials and it's stuck in your head.
Mhm.
It was on a
So
commercial.
yeah.
I don't know which one.
So yeah, that's on my playlist. That's just my playlist. But no, I would say, I mean, I love, of course, Boys to Men,
Okay.
Philly all day long. Philly all day long. Um, of course, Drew Hill,
Okay.
my top. Those are my dudes. Those are my bros. Those are my little bros, my little babies. Of course, Silk, um, BDD, New Edition, Temptations.
Okay.
I can name them all. Like Anita Baker. It's just like I love stuff like Phyllis Hyman.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I can't name. I just love music. I just love
Yeah.
music. And I just feel like everybody that's out there, like there's a song that everybody sings that I probably is on my playlist that I'm just
Right.
like in all. Of course, Anthony Hamilton. Um, there's a plethora of people,
Okay.
Tony Braxton. I mean, I could just keep keep
Keep
keep
going and
naming
going.
them. I
Look, you don't want to
going
know
and
how many
going.
playlists I have on my Spotify.
I have all sorts. I have sorts. There's named playlists, whatever. But and it's crazy, but I will say this: if I had to really just say, you know what, you're on an island by yourself, and you have to take music with you. What music would you take with you? And this is real wild. Fred Hammond all day. Me
Red
and
Hammond.
Fred would be. where
Okay.
we just, me and Fred would just be chilling all day.
Fred got some jams though.
Me and Fred be chilling all day. So, but like I said, I like classical music. I just like music. You know what I
Right.
mean? Only because I've been into the arts. I play violin, so there's a lot of different varieties for me, and I just can't like. It's hard to kind of. Cause I just love music. I love good music, and I love, you know, people that can tell a story. You know,
Right.
in their music, or if it takes me to a place where I remember, or
Right.
something like that. But it's just good music. I just love music. You know,
Okay.
any genre would work for me. Celine Dion, yes, Celine
I
Dion.
love Celine.
So it's just music for me. You know, it
Right.
doesn't matter. Like, it's just the music that inspires me and inspires me to write. So I
Right.
never really hone in and be like, okay, I just really have to listen to this one person. I just like music.
Okay. Well, it sounds like those playlists are fire. Okay, okay. So since you love music, before we let you go, I'm getting to just a little 90s trivia. Just a little 90s trivia just to
Oh my
see.
god, here we go.
Just to see if you know a little something. You should. You should. All the
No,
things
this,
that
this,
you've
is,
been
this is where I'm gonna bob.
around.
This is where I'm gonna bob out. This is where I'm gonna bob out.
Look, I picked something real simple for you. I know you got these. It's 5 questions. I know you got them. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, the first one. Name the 4 members of Jodeci.
Oh God. Casey, JoJo, Devontae. Who's the other one here? Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Casey, JoJo, Devontae. Oh my God. Why can't I remember? This is class. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Casey, JoJo, Devontae. I missed one.
You gonna let that one go?
Yeah, I can't.
So you had everybody except for Mr. Davin.
Yes, yes. Why can't I remember that? I can't. Why can't I remember? Oh my God.
So
Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me.
the next question: what do you call a brother she can call when her man ain't doing her right?
Oh, see, I'm not good with that.
I'll give you a
Okay,
hint. It's song lyrics.
I gotta tell you a secret.
I'm listening.
I am trapped in the body. All right, what's the question again? Go ahead.
So I'll give you a hint. It's song lyrics. It says, "What do you call a brother she can call when her man ain't doing her right?" It's lyrics from a song.
Really?
You know what's the funny thing? When I interviewed Lil G, I asked him this same question. He didn't get it right. He said, "What did he say?" Oh man, I can't remember. It was something funny. He said something, and I was like, "No." He said side piece. He said side piece.
No, we're gonna get this. Say it again now. Look, I can get this. Say it again.
So I said, "What do you call a brother she can call when her man ain't doing her right?" So it's the name of a song, and this lyric came from a song. It's from the 90s. It's by Mel. If I sing it, you'll probably get it. But sometimes,
Hum it. Just hum it. Don't sing it. Hum it.
Ooh. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see if I can get that together. It was kind of a popular song, but this person only had like 2 singles, and I haven't heard anything from them since. You give up? You want me to tell you?
No, I want you to hum it because I'm gonna get it.
I'm trying to think how I can hum this. I don't think I can hum this one. I don't know how to hum this one. It's not gonna work.
All right, I give up.
It's a Splackavelli.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh my. You know what the funny part about it is? 2 weeks ago, I was singing that song.
It's kind of tricky how the question is.
Oh, this is not fair. This is not fair. All right, go to the next one. I told you I'm gonna bomb out.
Okay. This 90s R&B group was responsible for the hit song Every Little Thing I Do.
Every little thing I do?
Mm-hmm.
Or every little thing?
Every little thing I do. That's what it say. I think that's what
Every
it's called.
little thing I do that's on my mind.
Yeah.
Wait, who did it?
I'll give you a hint. They were on Uptown.
Was it?
Heavy D was on the remix.
Was it Soulful? Was it?
That's it.
For real?
That's it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, wait a minute. Was it So For Real? Yeah. So For Real. Okay.
Okay, how many we got? So we just got 2 more. I tried to make it easy for you, but I don't know. I know you know this one. Everybody know this one, especially a Black woman. Mary J. Blige's Not Gonna Cry appeared on what 90s soundtrack? Now, if you don't know this one, Mo, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Well, I'm not gonna cry.
What soundtrack was it on?
Hold on, wait a minute. It had to either be Waiting to Accept. What are them crazy
Yes, yes. I was like, if you don't get this one, we're ending this right now.
Had to be wait. I'm bad though. Yeah, because all I can see was smoke. That's all I can see was the smoke. So I'm cool. All right, go ahead.
So we got one more. The last one. Who sang the song For the Cool in You?
This is for the cool. My boy. My boy. John. Babyface.
Yes.
I like my boy say it.
So you did pretty well. You ain't do that bad. You did okay. You did okay.
Man, Speckabelly, really?
I know. I love that one because it throws people off. It throws people off.
I'm glad you didn't say what's his name. I saw you and him walking in the rain. You need to put that on there for somebody.
Oh my goodness.
You need to put that on there for somebody else next time.
Okay. Well, it was such a pleasure talking with you. I mean, you didn't drop some nuggets. You gave everybody some advice. You gave me some advice. I'm over here taking mental notes.
Thank you. Go Eagles, go.
Okay. Eagles. And look, y'all make sure y'all get her book. You said it's available on Amazon.
Yep, Amazon.
Secret Sundays.
Yep, there it is.
Look, I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to audition and read this script. Okay. I'm ready. So I just thank you so much for coming through, stopping by, and talking to me today. I appreciate you so much.
So much. I gotta bring G back on here.
Yes. He is funny. I love Lil G. He always a good time. He's a character. I love
him. Yeah, bring him back on here so he can answer those questions.
He's like my cool uncle.
Look, bring him back on here so he can answer those questions properly.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Mo. Like, I really appreciate you.
You're so welcome. I thank you for having me. Hit me up anytime you have any questions, anything.